In Unit 10, we are dealing with the policy context of the green economics. The policy responses of the political debate of ecological crisis, mainly arising out of climate change, has been challenged by green economists with some major recommendations based on conceptually sound ideologies. Ecological modernization concerns itself with more transformation of the economic system along ecological concerns, delegating the main role of science and technology to private sectors, the environmental problems assuming the existing political, economic and social institutions can internalize care for environment. The basic tenet of ecological modernization is that the zero-sum character of environment economic trade-offs is more apparent than real. Thus, achievement of ecological efficiency is the solution to environmental problem, and the firms or sectors that have created such problems must now ensure to achieve ecological efficiency. Sustainable development and ecological modernization share a crucial common characteristics: the denial of a zero-sum game between environment and development and the adoption of a win-win strategy. Thus, green economics proposes massive, significant and radical changes to the way of economic lives are organized. The policy reaction to climate change is that there are four main policy approaches that need to be discussed for the managers: international negotiations for emission reductions, carbon trading, and policies relating to systems that treat atmosphere as a global commons, and fourthly, carbon rationing. These are the four policies relating to the climate change that we must know. International negotiations for emissions reduction and Kyoto Protocol CO2 limits were grossly inadequate. Actually, what has happened in international carbon trading arrangements, we have seen the Kyoto Protocol mechanism was a very important mechanism, but it has failed miserably. Reason being, the CO2 limits for several countries actually was grossly inadequate. So recently, again, we have moved to the Paris Agreement, which is also popularly known as COP21. So student must understand the previous Kyoto Protocol or clean development mechanism and why this has failed, and now we are into the COP21. The basic features of COP21 must be understood very clearly by the managers, because these has to be practiced at the international, national and organizational levels. So the mandate of the managers is to practice these policies at the organizational level to achieve the green outcomes. In conventional economic market structure, market plays an important role for solution to any problem. In European Union's emission trading scheme is such an arrangement where CO2 exchange takes place for solution to the problem of global climate change. We also talk about systems that treat the atmosphere as a global commons. The atmosphere is a global common pool resource in its functions as a sink for CO2 and other greenhouse gases, carbon rationing, reduction of quantity of carbon one use every year. So GDP as a measure have identified four main problems, namely first one is the exclusion of unpaid domestic and primarily women's work. Secondly, environmental and social catastrophes add to GDP. Thirdly, inequality, and fourthly, national accounts measure movement, not stores of wealth.